Hey, Taylor Rapp here from the LA Rams. Shout out to Steve Taylor, the real sports guy, and the honorary Ram. When Steve talks sports, you better listen. Thanks, Steve from the Rams, for your continued support and love.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Keeping It Real Sports.
Yes, sir. Rocky Yassin, Keeping It Real Sports.
Appreciate you, brother. All right, man.
I would Prince Bell be rocking with Keeping It Real Sports, and we gonna be on this. We gonna be on a lot of times. I love the platform. Check in. It's the new wave. Like, follow, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.
Come on, come on. I told you I got you. Wanna talk about the game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Say your boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is, the real sports guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, gon' have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OVA, game over, they don't play. From the fourth quarter to the ninth inning, NASCAR wheels keep spinning. To the 18th hole, he's still in control. Eye on the goal. Coach never missing the play, cause he know the deal. This keeping it real. Sports. Come on. Keeping it real. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go indeed. It's the Thursday edition of Keeping It Real Sports. I am your boy, the Real Sports Guy. Thanks for joining me. It is Kelvin Ransey Thursday, as he'll join me momentarily to break down all things Ohio State, because we got a lot going on, as reported here with Marvin Harrison. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about, was Florida State really robbed? I can't wait to hear what Kelvin's got to say about that. And the NBA in-season tournament is on and popping. We got the Final Four. Did the refs do a little something to get LeBron James into the Final Four? I'm just saying, we'll talk about that and much more. Plus, I'm going to give you this week's Keeping It Real Sports Power Rankings, NFL style. So, like I always do, I can't wait to tell you what's hot. I'm Keeping It Real Sports Press. And I have to go to marvelous Marvin Harrison. Was this actually the last image that you want Buckeye fans to remember seeing of you? Is this really what you want us to look at when we think of Marvin Harrison? Or do you want to come back and finish the job that went undone? That is the question that we're going to ask as I bring in my good friend Kelvin Ransey. And Pastor Kelvin, how you doing today?
Man, I'm blessed, man. How you doing, man?
Fantastic, fantastic. I see you in the great place right there. I love it. I love the background, man.
Yes, sir. I'm in my element.
Totally. Hey, man, the question at hand, you heard it, man. Marvin Harrison, man, early reports are He is leaning towards returning to Ohio State. I hear it'll be a record NIL deal. Man, tell me, what have you heard, man?
Well, I haven't heard much, Steve. I've been waiting to hear it, so I'm glad you brought it up. But you said he's leaning toward coming back, right?
Yes. Marvin is leaning towards coming back. He said, man, he don't want. The reason he's coming back is the Michigan thing. Man, he can't go on. You understand that. You being a former Buckeye, you know full well what it means not to get the job done, man. And you know the pressures about playing at Ohio State, man. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's tremendous pressure, man, and so I kind of feel Marvin because he wants to go out with beating Michigan. That's key to your career, man. You want to beat Michigan. At the same time, man, I'm kind of worried. I hope he don't get hurt, man, because there's a whole lot of money on the table, Steve. Because he's to be a
but that NIL. That NIL
pick.
is a great equalizer, man. You know.
I think that's certainly in play, man. So I hope he does come back.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. So we're talking about that, but let's talk about right now because the Heisman finalists are revealed, man. And Marvin Harrison Jr. is one of the four. And I'm gonna tell you, Pastor Kelvin, I can make a case for each one of these kids winning the Heisman.
Yes, sir. No doubt. All of them are great. All of them had a great season. I think Marvin would have had a much better season if he had a better quarterback play. So he did all that with not the best of quarterback play. Now, I'm not throwing it all on the court, but you can imagine if he had a quarterback with a little bit more mobility and a little bit more sense of when to throw the ball. Hey, but he did great, man. So you got to give him that.
You definitely do. So speaking of Kyle McCord, he has entered the transfer portal, as has a number of other Buckeyes. But the big question for Ryan Day, what's next for the Buckeyes? Who's the quarterback? Man, will it be the touted freshman quarterback that Marvin Harrison Sr. was pulling for, Lincoln Kindhost? Is he the quarterback in waiting for the Buckeyes?
Well, that's the big question, Steve. And I think this bowl game will be a great chance to show him off, see what he can do. Because to be truthful, this bowl game don't mean a whole lot, So this is to me, it's a good time to check him out and see what he's got. I hope they do.
Yeah, man. That'd be really, really nice to see, to figure out, because I think he has the upside, man, when it comes to the it quality of what it takes to be a Buckeye quarterback, not just a one-dimensional quarterback, man.
Exactly.
Running the football. So, it'd be interesting to see who gets the nod there. Man, as we look at the college playoffs, man, the $1 million question. We see the Final Four.
Yes, sir.
But the question is that everybody has been asking, and the Florida State impotent, what about us? So I pose the question to you, Kelvin Ransey. Were the Florida State Seminoles robbed?
Steve, I'm gonna say yes, they were robbed, simply because, first of all, it was the first time it ever happened that a Power 5 championship team already ranked got knocked out. So, and I understand the committee with the quarterback situation, I really do. But at the same time, you can't throw an undefeated champion out of the rankings when they're already ranked, Steve. Come on, man.
See, I totally understand what you're saying, but see, when they first got into this, Kelvin, they understood that this process was subjective and not objective. And what I mean by that, you have 4 spots in the playoffs, but yet you have 5 Power 5 schools. So somebody's gonna be angry every year. Some conference champion is gonna be angry every year. And the reason that I say that the Florida State Seminoles were not robbed is because they had the chance to put on a display, because at some point it does become a beauty contest. Whether you want to admit it or not, it becomes an eye contest. You have to pass the eyeball test. And time after time, and what I want to take you back to is when the kid got hurt, the quarterback, Jordan Travis, when he broke the ankle. Now we see it's highlighted where the ankle is broken, but what I want you to look at, Pastor Kelvin, is look at the score at the time he got hurt and look at the team he was playing at the time they got hurt.
Right.
It was 13-0. They were losing to North Alabama, not the Alabama Crimson Tide, North Alabama. Then I'm saying that to say this. Why are you down at any point, at any time at home, 13 points to North Alabama? This is the reason, one of the reasons that you were left out of the Big Four. And if you really want to shut us up, go on into the Orange Bowl and beat Georgia, because that's who you got next. Now, if you want to shut us up and say, look, I told y'all, then maybe you got something. But if you go out there and get boat race like you probably are, then, man, it's going to be just like it should have played out, man. That's just how I feel about it.
Well, I hear you, Steve. That game is going to prove a lot. I don't think Florida State would have won a game, but I'm just looking at the principle of it, that this is something that has never happened. It happened. And then, Steve, you also got to realize they dropped the number 1 team out of number 1 to number 6. So, so some things happened this year that was unprecedented.
Exactly, man. So, man, when you look at this thing, man, I knew Alabama was going to get in, man, and Texas was going to get in via its win over Alabama because the media made such a big deal out of that.
Right.
Man, the one team that's been flying under the radar all year is the Washington Huskies, man. All they did is beat the teams that y'all said that they couldn't beat all season long, and then the Michigan Wolverines, okay, and it seems all right because you get to draw the Alabama Crimson Tide. So it all serves you right to everything that you've been going through. So, man, it just feels right to me. It all feels right,
Yeah. I think it's a great four. I think they got it right as far as the best teams that are playing. I to be truthful, I would rather sing Georgia instead of Texas. But I understand the fact that Texas beat Alabama, but Texas didn't look good all year. They looked good near the end, and it's when you're playing good that matters, Steve.
And you're right.
It's
but
when
you also have to have that signature win, and the signature win, they could not put Alabama in and not Texas, and Texas beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. They can't do that.
Well, I'll tell you another thing. That quarterback from Texas Ewers is the real deal. that kid could play, man.
That's a thorn in the Buckeyes fan.
I know.
You do know that, right?
Just like Burrow, we keep losing the good ones.
Well, hey, man, the guys don't want to wait their turn, man. Sometimes you have to wait your turn,
Yeah.
For this stuff, man. Hey, man, let's talk a little NFL, man. Well, the $1 million question is, I want to talk quarterbacks right now, Kelvin. I want to talk quarterbacks, and right now I want to talk MVP. And did you ever think you put the words MVP and Dak Prescott together? But I have to ask, is Dak playing at a MVP level right now?
Yeah, I have to say so. He's really controlling that offense. He's doing what he has to do. He's very consistent right now, which has always been his problem. You don't know which Dak was going to show up, but he seems to be really consistent this year. Great control of that team, and right now, he's playing MVP football.
Man, another quarterback playing well, man, and I guess it's time we start showing Jordan a little bit of love, man. Jordan Love, man, talk about him.
Well, I tell you what, this kid, he's an athlete. He can throw that ball, and even my boy that played before him, that's playing for the Jets now, had to give him credit and said Jordan Love is the real deal. So I'm happy for him, man. He waited his turn, and now he's getting to prove how good he is.
Man, indeed he has, man. Hey, man, and I'm gonna tell you, hey, man, a kid who has definitely been putting work in, man, is our kid from Ohio State, man. Man,
Oh,
you got to talk about, man, C.J.
oh,
Stroud, man.
come on, man. Come on, man. CJ is a prototype pro quarterback. He's prototype, Steve. I mean, the boy is laser sharp with his passing. And I tell you what's really impressed me with him, his ability to run the ball, man. He added that to his repertoire. Now he can get you 8 or 9 or 10 yards when you come up on him. And maybe his greatest quality, Steve, is his ability to go through his progressions and keep his eyes moving. It's unbelievable for a rookie. Just great.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the world, man. You better wake up and recognize, man, C.J. Stroud is here. He's here, and you better understand it, man. Man,
you better.
Man.
You better.
Man, it is just so nice to see, man. He's just such a humble young man. Man, you gotta like him, man. Man, it gets me, man, to the game of the week, man, and what everybody's been talking about, man. That's the way that I predicted it. I said 28-23, man, but oh my goodness, man, did the 49ers show up and flex their muscles, man? I mean, you knew something was up when them dudes showed up. When them dudes showed up in black suits, man, you knew that they were for business. They wasn't playing, man. This was not, man, just an ordinary trip, man.
Yeah. I know you know about this, Steve. Statement games, games where you want to make a statement.
Yeah.
Well, they made a statement loud and clear. They right now are the best team in the NFL in my opinion.
Man. I mean, hey, look here. They had their moments, man. Here, man. Lincoln Financial Field was the scene, man. On Sunday, man. The elements had a little bit to do with it. You see right there, Jalen Hurts stumbled, man, trying to find his footing, man. It was 6-0, man, just after one quarter. But that's when the 49ers, man, started to introduce themselves, man, with their athletes, man. It's Brock Purdy, man. It's, man, George Kittle, man. It's Brandon Ayuk, man, and the names just keep changing, man. It's Christian McCaffrey, man. This here is Brandon Ayuk, man, on the quick out. They go and search it, man. And you can look at it 9, 10, 11 times, man. I don't care. He caught the football, man. And so you started to feel this thing starting to get out of hand early, man, when you're looking at this one.
Yeah. They turned it on real quick.
And let me ask you this. Brock Purdy, man, as this thing turned into a Brock party.
Yeah, I like that, man. This kid is fearless, man. He's fearless, and he understands the game, Steve. I mean, this kid, he's really something. He's special, man.
Man, he is special, but you know who the heart of the team is. Well, you're going to get a Christian McCaffrey sighting, man. They just hit you from different ways, man. And then when, the heart of the team, Debo Samuel's around the end, man. I mean, a wide receiver, man, is the face of the team. I mean, talk about that, Kelvin.
Let me ask you a question, Steve, and maybe you can help me out. Have you ever seen a wide receiver run as hard as Debo Samuel? I mean, this kid, when he gets the ball, he's a monster.
I know.
Like, get out of my way. You want to hit me? I'll hit you. I can outrun you. This kid is special, man. He's really good, Steve.
And look at them. They don't care. Coach, you can get some too. Want some? Get some. Man, everybody, man, can get some of this, man. The 49ers, man. Look, man, that thing is real, man. That thing is real, Kelvin.
They really are. They really are, Steve. They the real deal.
So, man, that is. Yeah, man.
They're the real deal.
So look here, man. That takes me, man. Hey, man, that takes me to my this week's, man. Let me get some pole music, man. Let me make it a little bit of get some some theatrical music in here, man, as I announce, man, the top 5 teams this week. Man, this is my power rankings this week, man. I'm going to see if you agree with my top 5 teams that I have in the NFL as it stands right now this week, going into this week.
All right.
Number 5, the Dallas Cowboys. 9-3. Dak Prescott, man, starting to really, man, turn it up. High octane Dak. Dak completing over 70% of his passes. He and C.D. Lamb are putting on an absolute show for the NFL. I've got the Cowboys at number 5. At number 4, I have the show that's in South Beach, the Miami Dolphins, as they continue to put up points in bunches, man. And Jalen Ramsey's back, so the defense is starting to thrive, man. I've got the Dolphins at number 4. At number 3, those mentioned Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, don't get excited, NFL. Just because the Niners did it to them, don't mean you can do it to them, because the Eagles are the Eagles, and they find ways to win games. Another team that finds ways to win games is the number 2 team. It's where I'm going this week to have an exclusive with the Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, they are dangerous. They're defense, and I love Lamar Jackson. Yes, I got them at number 2, and the number 1 team, without a doubt, the San Francisco 49ers. Kelvin, Ransey, what do you think about my list?
I love that list. I would make a flip flop with the Eagles and the Ravens. That's my pick. I put the Eagles at number 2. They had a bad day, but that's a real team, man, and that defense is real. So it's close. I love the list. I love those are definitely the 5 best teams.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, man, I think that's kind of hands down the list thus far, man. But, yeah, I really like that.
Yes.
I tell you what I really like, again, man, it's our guys, man, them young boys at Ohio State, man. Once again, a 20-point victory last night. Chris Holtman, man, starting to really put this thing together, man. I done took the pretender out of this. I really think that the Buckeyes have a contender. That's my thoughts. Yours.
Yeah, I think the nation needs to start looking at them. They're 8-1. They beat some good teams. They won the championship in the tournament. I think at some point you got to say maybe this team is for real. And you know what's key about a basketball team, Steve, is chemistry. And they have chemistry. They work with one another, and they have a bona fide leader in Thornton. So this team is for real. I'm liking this team, Steve.
Yeah, I like them too, man. Well, we know chemistry all begins with the guard work when you know the best. I mean, you are, after all, the 4th leading scorer in Ohio State basketball history, so you know a bit about scoring the basketball. So especially at that university. But yeah, absolutely, man. Man, the guard play for Ohio State is really what's kind of dictating this, and really what's going to give them a chance, especially in the tournament, because, Kelvin, the game changes a little bit in the tournament. You better have good guard play when you get to the tournament.
You better. And I think Thornton is making the case for being one of the best already in the nation. You throw in the lefty from Minnesota who's just lighting it up.
Jameson Battle.
You got some dynamic
way downtown Bank. Yeah, yes, sir. Hey, man, let's talk a little bit of NBA as the NBA tournament is wrapping up. All right. Kelvin, Ransey, I'm going to ask you, man, did you get a chance to see, man, the Final Four? I mean, well, the elimination games, man. I'm going to get to, in particular, the Lakers and the Suns, man, where there seemed to be a call at the end of that game that kind of went the way of the Lakers. Let me recap the game. It was a 1-point affair at the time. It was a 3-point. It was a 1-point affair at the time, and the Lakers had the ball. Yes, it was a 2-point affair. You're right. Lakers had the ball, and right after a basket, there was, the game gets physical at that point. The game gets more physical, so I don't want to hear about getting pushed. We don't want to hear about that, man. Fight through the physicality, man. But that ball seemed to be loose. That referee seemed to award the Lakers, man, with a quick whistle. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was open and shut case. If you take that to court, this judge say case dismissed, man. that was certainly out of his hand, certainly rolling toward the baseline before LeBron even made the call. So it might have been a little bit of favoritism there to try to get the king in the tournament. So I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They wanted him in, man, because it makes sense. But I tell you, what's going on right now, man, the team that nobody knows about, the team that nobody wants to play right now is the Indiana Pacers, and Tyrese Halliburton is the real deal. He is knocking at superstardom door. Man, give me your thoughts on this kid.
Well, you know, he is very unique in that he's 6'6", and just has a tremendous eye for his teammates. He can score the ball and pass it. Got those long arms, that unorthodox shot. But I tell you the main thing he has, Steve, he got confidence. He don't think nobody can stop him. And when you start feeling like that, buddy, look out. I know how that feels.
Yeah, right now they are leading the Milwaukee Bucks by 3 with 5 minutes to go, and they have the basketball.
Wow.
Indiana won 111-108, and you know they can score with the best of them. I tell you who else been scoring with the best of them has been the New Orleans Pelicans. And my goodness, when Zion shows up, they're a different team. But I am here to tell you, Zion Williamson, don't expect to get any calls tonight, sir. Trust me, the NBA wants to see LeBron James in the championship game come Saturday night. I'm just saying.
I think you're right, Steve. But I'm gonna tell you what about this New Orleans Pelicans team. They loaded. They're deep, and you know, my boy Ingram is a bona fide scorer, and he's a matchup nightmare at 6'10".
Talk about his skill set.
Yeah, I mean, come on, the man is 6'10", 6'11", with point guard skills, 3-point range, great footwork, and can score on all 3 levels. So you got a problem with him, and now with C.J. McCollum back, this team is not going to be no pushover, Steve.
Here's what I call him. He's a poor man's Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
One that comes to work all the time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
He's the Anthony Davis that comes to work all the time.
Yes, sir.
You know, and when he plays the Lakers, he plays with a little bit more fervor. You know, because the Lakers did trade him after all. But but you're right, man. With C.J. McCollum, and then, man, when Zion plays, man, they're a different team. They're so fun to watch, man. You got a young coach that kind of gets it, man. I love Monty Williams, man. I love what they're doing there, the culture that they're building down there. If Zion can stay healthy, that is the key to it.
Yes.
So my question, who do you like to win the whole thing?
Well, good question. I'm going to say the winner of the Milwaukee-Indiana series game is going to win it. Indiana is no joke, so I mean they can score the ball. They try to score with.
Well, they can defend inside.
Yeah, and they try to score within 5 seconds, Steve. So they got youth, they got talent, they got athletes. This team is going to be scary. If they beat Milwaukee, I'm going to look for them to win it. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, man. So we'll be looking at that, and some eyes will be on the Thursday night game that's going to be going on. And I found it funny that was the graphic that Amazon elected to use with Bill Belichick being the guy, because we don't know on God's green earth who he's going to play at quarterback. We don't know who he's going to play at all. So I guess when you're looking back at it, that's the safe graphic, to use. But my question is, tonight, the Steelers and the Patriots, who you got?
Well, I'm gonna take the Steelers, but I'm gonna tell you this, Steve. Has Bill Belichick ever smiled?
He sure don't have a reason to now, does he?
he should be the Grinch for real, man. And he got a reason this year, because this team.
Oh, yes, he does.
This team is not too good, and I don't think they're going to be Pittsburgh tonight. he'll be sprawling again and frowning as he usually does. The Grinch of the NFL.
Oh man. Man, look here, man. Make sure you like and subscribe, man, to Keeping It Real Sports Network right here, right there, man, on Facebook as we stream live, right there as we stream live on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we're there every Monday and Thursday, as you see, from 7 o'clock. And then Saturday mornings at 10, man, we bring you the best. Man, Saturday, I will be in Baltimore. I'm going to give you an exclusive with a couple of the Ravens. So, man, I'll be in Baltimore Raven camp, man, on this weekend when the Rams just happen to be in town.
Wow.
Imagine that. Oh, yeah. So I get a chance to check that out. I'll hang out with the Rams. I'll hang out with the Ravens, man. And I'll bring you all of the good, man, all of the stories and the report on Monday. Man, make sure you check in on Monday at 7 o'clock, man. And then Kelvin Ransey on Thursday, man. He'll be back Thursday, man, to go through all of the sports, man, to moves every Thursday. And then, Saturdays, we do what we do. So until next time, I wish you love. I wish you peace. And I tell you, Chuck, them deuces. We'll see you next time.
Sir.
Come on. Told you I got you. Wanna talk about his game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Safe boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is, the real sports guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, don't have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OVA.